I just want to sing and play video games. But instead, I get up, go to work, put on my pants, hide my shirt, open my car, and I get gas, sit in traffic and jerk a living ass. I've had enough of adulting, no being done for me. When the bills pile up to the ceiling, it's late to the Mario 3. No, I can't do that, I gotta do the thing, I'm gonna do the thing, I gotta do the thing, I'm gonna do the thing, I don't take it.
Hello, and welcome to James, the Lesser Express Lane, where we get you in and out as fast as possible. DSP has got the old hard drives. DSP finally decided what he's going to do with them. Let's watch.
You're welcome. So people are thanking me for doing the hard drive streams that I did. If you don't know what they're talking about, earlier in the week I couldn't capture games, so we went through my old hard drives where I used to store all my classic gameplay footage, and we went through all of them and dated them all, so we know what's in each one. We even found the classic playthroughs that have been lost to time, like Final Fantasy 13 and Red Dead Redemption. So that's cool. All right. Without further ado, I think we should open the Intensity Shuttle. What do you think? Let's see what.
Now, wait a minute. There's more.
Like in January of this year, I had a problem with my capture device, and I couldn't capture for a few days. I had to get another one. And during that time, I went to my closet, and I went into the archives. All right? And in my archive...
The archives? You mean shoeboxes filled with hard drives?
I actually found old hard drives that contained lost media. And some of the lost media that we found are the playthroughs. Excuse me. The playthroughs that used to be on my older YouTube channels, which were Red Dead DSP, and that channel held my LA Noire, Red Dead Redemption Suicide Kings, and Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare playthroughs, and also my, was it DSP Final Fantasy 13, or it was like Final Fantasy 13 DSP. It was a Final Fantasy centric channel just for the Final Fantasy 13 playthrough when the game.
So back in the day, he made dozens of channels. Gee, DSP, I'm sure that was annoying for people to try to follow.
Came out. Okay, that's literally all the channel was. It was one playthrough. Okay? So, there was that, and that's lost media. The original Final Fantasy 13 playthrough is lost. All right, and you might say, well, why did that happen? Well, allow me to explain how YouTube used to work and a lot of the issues that used to exist.
It was the Wild West, guys. You could say whatever stuff you wanted to, and they wouldn't care. But then people got upset about me screaming racist slurs, and so they took my channel down. But it wasn't my fault, guys.
Back in the day, over 10 years ago, we're talking, 2010-ish, 2009, 2010, 2011. YouTube was a very different place. It was not widespread accepted to do Let's Plays on YouTube. Some companies had issue with them. Rockstar was one of them. That if you played a Rockstar game or a DLC for a Rockstar game at launch, they would copyright strike you down. They would not want you to play that on YouTube for like months until they would allow it, and then they wouldn't strike you down anymore. It was pretty stupid the way that they went about themselves. So,
gee, our story-based game that we don't want people to get spoiled about, we're going to take your channel down, which would be very annoying. And especially nowadays, though, they're like, hey, what was like Atlas will be like, hey, you can stream up to this point, but after that, don't you dare stream past that or upload it to YouTube or Twitch or whatever, because we'll take your channel down, because that's pretty important story part. We don't want people knowing unless they play the game themselves. Well, Rockstar would do the same thing, except they wouldn't tell people usually. It would just be, wow, the new Rockstar game's out. Oh, hey, they took my channel down.
At one point, I wanted to play Rockstar games, and at one point, I wanted to play Final Fantasy, and I had heard that there was probably going to be issues. So I said, well, I don't want my main YouTube channel to get shut down simply because I want to play these games. Now, you might say, well, I don't get it. You made separate channels for those games, then how did you make money playing them? I didn't. Back in the day, I didn't make any...
Back in the day, he had PayPal links in his description box, so he did make money, just not through ad revenue usually.
...money playing video games on YouTube. This was not my job. I did this for almost 3 years as a hobby. That's what
with PayPal links.
Everyone seems to forget when every moron out there says negative stuff about me, and they always say, oh, he only does it for money. They forget I did it for 3 years as a hobby before I ever made a single penny making content for YouTube. These channels were not
for YouTube, but not for me, guys. I made a bunch of money off of PayPal link, but for YouTube, I made nothing.
Monetized. They were just standalone channels, not partnered, only there to put out free playthroughs for public consumption. That was it. So, those playthroughs were awesome. Some of my favorites of all time. This was before the era of monetization. It was before the era that you would get your video blocked because you used copywritten music. So I remember making the Suicide King series with Red Dead Redemption, where we went online and we played Red Dead Online. It was
With your friends, John Rambo and others?
me and John Rambo and a bunch of our friends.
Wow, he
and
actually
other
mentioned
people
John Rambo.
watching
Usually
my
he
videos,
ignores
and we
him.
all co-opted it together and did these crazy giant ways to ride stagecoaches off of cliffs and blow things up, all to music montage. My Sharona was playing and all kinds of stuff like that. It was super duper fun, right? But that was a different era of YouTube. Today, you wouldn't even be able to do that. You try to do that, the whole thing would be fucking blocked. You wouldn't even be able to make that kind of content anymore. It's sad.
You just had to find music that only gets copyright claimed instead of blocked. But for DSP, copyright claimed is the same as blocked. Because, guys, I can't make money off of it, so it's not worth it.
So, there's a whole generation there of lost media, okay? And so people have been clamoring for it. You might say, well, why is it lost? I don't get it. Didn't you make these other channels? Where did they go? Well, what happened was, over the years, YouTube changed. And when they changed, they started integrating a lot of dumb things. One of the things that they did is they integrated Google+, which doesn't exist anymore. But Google+ was Google's attempt to copy Facebook. They wanted their own social network. And they made it so that whoever owned a YouTube channel automatically had a Google+ account. But when they did that...
And then his channel got taken down because he was spamming, literally, Street Fighter matches. Not 10-minute matches. Individual matches. Like, what? When you spam 70 videos in 1 hour, they think it's spam? But guys, what if you don't like spam? What do you mean you don't like spam? Yeah, Google Plus not like the spam of 70 plus videos in under an hour being uploaded.
That they changed their terms of service, and they changed all kinds of information with login credentials and the like, forcing you to reset them. So here's the thing. Those channels, Red Dead DSP, DSP Final Fantasy 13, or whatever they were called, right, were only for certain playthroughs. I didn't touch them in years. I mean, it was like 5 years. Why would I touch those channels, right? They're just there to have non-monetized playthroughs that people can watch and comment on forever. I'm not going to mess with them. Just let them sit there. Someone found a way, a back door into YouTube channels that had not been touched and had their credentials changed when the Google Plus integration happened. So because of this, someone found a way into those accounts without my permission or knowledge. I had no idea they were in there. I didn't get any notification or anything. So they went into the accounts, they changed all the information, and they turned those accounts into illegal broadcasting sites for soccer or football. And they proceeded to try to broadcast soccer and football.
Gee, if only you had two-form authentication on your channels. But guys, that's too much work to set up. Which is also how he got his bank leaks to happen, because he's too fucking lazy to set up 2FA.
On them and make money. They tried to actually monetize the content, and YouTube got wind of this and completely closed the channels down. Now, I tried to gain access back to the channels. And what happens is YouTube just asks you for basic information. What date was the channel created? Do you remember what the last password was for that channel? Now imagine 5 years later, after those channels being created and not even being...
Wait, you didn't try to use Mr. Stupid One? Same password you used for everything for years?
...touched or used. I'm trying to remember that shit. Do you think I documented the exact date I opened the channels? Do you think that I remember the initial passwords? You know what I mean? I don't have any of that. In fact, I probably had made special email accounts and shit just to open those channels with. So who knows, right? So basically, I tried to get control back, and I couldn't. So now YouTube has closed those channels permanently, and those playthroughs have been completely deleted off of YouTube and can't come back. All right? But I have the raw file. So what King Be Cool is saying is, bring back Final Fantasy 13, re-upload it somewhere. So way earlier this year, we talked about this. We found the lost media. And we're like, what should I do with it? And the discussion was, upload it, but I don't want to upload it here to DSP Gaming because these are older style.
He's already flooding this channel with so many fucking videos. He doesn't want to add even more.
Different quality, much shorter videos. For example, the Final Fantasy 13 playthrough alone is over 200 videos. And each video is about 10 to 15 minutes long. All right? Imagine me flooding this channel with over 200 videos.
You literally got banned from YouTube for a bit because you were uploading about 70 videos in an hour. Because they were individual Street Fighter matches, jackass.
Within a few weeks' time, people will go crazy. They'll be like, what are you, out of your fucking mind? You're destroying the channel. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to watch this shit, right? People would unsubscribe in mass numbers. And listen, I've been working on building this channel up for years. Ever since I
208,000 subscribers. This video, a couple weeks old, has 834 views.
quit Twitch 2.5 years now. Take a look. My subs are up. I'm trying to get consistent viewership. I can't kill the channel for the sake of uploading lost media. Okay? So, there's been various different discussions about how to go about this. One was, listen to this, to manually edit the videos together into longer segments. Do you
Which would make sense.
have any concept how long that would take? I'm not kidding you. Each video of 10 to 15 minutes is longer or bigger in size than one of my hour-long videos that I record now. Why? Because they were filmed with a digital camera. This is uncompressed video. This is not an edited video run through codecs. This is really bloated video. It would take you upwards
Bloated, just like you.
an hour or more to edit together these pieces, each one. So imagine me trying to edit 200-300 videos together into hour-long segments. It would take weeks of just editing. Do you understand?
He doesn't have that time, guys. He's got well, let's see, there's, well, he definitely, oh, no. Oh, right, he has literally absolutely nothing going on in his fucking life.
Just the editing would take weeks, let alone me doing my other work.
Work, you play video games. Now, let's see what he's actually going to do, though. Dun-dun-dun. DSP Throwback, formerly KO Gaming. Like, he hasn't changed the header yet. And because he's not going to change it, someone else is going to have to do the work for him and make the header for him, and then he'll change the header. He hasn't uploaded on here for 5 fucking years. Holy shit. 5 years ago was the last time he uploaded anything here. That's because DSP Gaming, that may have been when the Google Plus thing happened. It may have been when the Google Plus spam got his other channel taken down because he was literally uploading individual matches. So there you go. DSP Throwback. That's the big reveal. He's an idiot. But I can't wait for him to flood his channel with 200 plus videos. Just one playthrough. Instead of editing them together to make them hour long. Guy's a dumbass. With that, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day.